All right, guys, we got through the sound check, so we are good. All right, today we are going to be talking about quick and amazing profits with SPX 0DTE trades. A little different than what I've done in the past. Done a lot of credit spreads, but today we're going to be talking about trades that we do. Michael is going to be doing. On just puts and calls, just basically naked puts and calls and directional trades. And so hopefully you'll get a lot of value from this, and you'll see the performance that we've had with Michael coming into the picture here. All right, so with that, let's get going. Okay, so here we go. So first of all, we're going to be doing what can you expect, okay? I'm going to be showing you how to make consistent returns daily based on capital at risk using SPX 0DTE trades. These are high probability trades, and you'll see, hopefully we'll get a chance to do some live trades, but depending on the conditions we have here, we'll let you know. All right. Okay. So with that, what will you learn? Number one, strategies for executing fast trades focused on immediate profits instead of long-term holds, right? And long-term for me is, a day, but with Michael, it could be about 3 seconds. Secondly, techniques for leveraging small price changes for quick profits, even as low as 3 points. And an overview of scalping trading method, okay, enabling rapid entry and exit from positions. In one of those times you can, Michael has come in, traded about 5-10 minutes and got his profits and gone, okay? So that's very typical, all right? All right, so this is an in-depth guide to Mike's 0DTE fast profit approach, identifying the optimal time for trading entries and exits, and on navigating the PDT rule using cash account to eliminate PDT restrictions. So if you can put on a cash account, there's no PDT involved because there's no spread trading here. Okay. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Michael, with your bio.
Thanks, Al. Hi, everyone. Also from my side. Yeah, my name is Michael. I'm 41 years old still, not for long anymore, but I still am. I'm from Germany, as you probably can hear. I have a beautiful family, 4 beautiful children, a perfect wife, and I have a passion for trading. I bought my first stock with 18. I had to wait so long until 18 because they didn't let me buy it earlier. Back in the days, you didn't have online brokers. You had to actually go, at least in Germany, probably same in the States. You actually still had to go to the bank and convince them that you want to buy a stock. So with 18, they finally let me. And the first one was a good one. It doubled within a couple of weeks. And I guess I caught the bug there. Unfortunately, it didn't continue like this with every investment I did. But at some point, I developed a passion, especially for options. I also do futures. And I also still do stocks. But my main passion are options, especially SPX options. So I started... after I finished the university, I achieved a master's in business administration. I actually started into the corporate world. So I did this for a couple of years. But at some point I decided to go after my passion and to make this my main occupation for living. So since about 7 years, I'm doing this and nothing else but options. Also futures in my mornings, but my main passion are options. And already for many years, I specialize only on SPX because I really like SPX. I really like this underlying. It's very big. You don't need to trade many contracts. It's European style. It's cash settled. I really like it. You have expiration dates every single day. When I started, we had only 3 expirations a week. Now we have every day. I remember the day when I heard that that they will now introduce expiration dates 5 times a week. That was a good day for me. And yeah, I really like to trade those 0DTE SPX options. I trade them very different though. I also started like what Al does today still. I started with credit spreads. I did them closer to the money. So I was always more on the directional side. So I also those credit spreads, I traded rather directional. But at some point I just discovered how much I like the gamma of this explosiveness of SPX options. If you trade them long without a short position, you need for a big price move, you need only a 2 or 3 point move of the underlying of the SPX to, for example, to gain already $100 per contract. So I really like those fast trades, those fast gains. So I like gamma. The credit spread traders, they're not the biggest fans of gamma. L prefers Theta. Theta is not my friend. But yeah, I like gamma and I like delta, and this is how I trade, usually very fast, not always. I was a little bit exaggerating, not every day done after 10 minutes, but it can be very fast. Our goal is to be fast and to be done within the first half an hour of the day, which doesn't always work, but this is my favorite scenario.
I am going to, okay, so okay, here we go. All right, stay with me until the end. We have a special bonus for you guys, so stick with us, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna like it, okay? And with that, we are going to talk about why you're here. So reason number one, you're interested in learning new strategies that'll take your trading performance to the next level, so that you can finally leave that 9-to-5 career behind. You've seen, heard about, read about others making money trading, and you know that you can do it too. You're just not seeing your account grow fast enough based on your goals. And number three, you've tried different trading strategies that you thought, okay, this is it, only to discover that it's just not getting to the place where you're getting consistent results. All right. So with that, show of hands here. Number one, interested in learning new strategies. Number two, desire to see your account grow month after month. And number three, the right strategy that provides consistent trading results. So if you're in one of those camps, or 1, 2, 3, let me know. Let me know if you're awake out there. All right. Oh, thanks. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. 3, Nick. Thanks. Don, 2 and 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Eddie, Howard, 2. Awesome. Okay. Perfect, guys. Thanks. All right, so you're definitely here and alive, and here we go, guys. All right, so I am a normal guy. I have a family of 5 kids, and that's an MBA program I was in as well for a long time ago, and I was able to finally leave that career, that big paycheck career behind, and do the thing that I really, really wanted to do. Okay. All right, so let's start with mindset, okay? So let's imagine what it would feel like if most of your trades were winners month after month or day after day, and it would be confirmed by watching the size of your account grow at the same time, okay? Secondly, becoming the trader that no longer takes large losses but consistently trades according to a proven trade plan that is profitable over time, allowing you to grow your account month over month. Okay, so that's the kind of mindset we really, really need to be in. And you definitely want to be in a place where you don't quit and you keep going until you get it right. Okay, so that's really where you want to go. All right, so I usually end up with 3 profitability factors, but in this type of trading, it's really 1. And it's basically market direction. So we're looking at the trending market direction or scalping to get profits, and they accumulate. Okay, and you'll see during the webinar here, we'll talk a lot about that. Okay. All right, so let's talk about risk management and daily routines. Okay, so number 1, you always want to trade with a plan. All right. You want to determine where your max loss and risk reward is before entering a trade. Okay, so you don't want to you don't want to go in there, and just start trading, right? You really need to understand what you're doing so that you're not going to get burned in doing this. Okay, trade no more than 20% capital at risk in your account, and don't allow more than 2% or even 1% trade based on allowing your loss to be a large loss. Okay, and for highly trending markets, you want to position your trades to follow that trend. And then size your trades to ensure that emotions are not part of the decision-making process. I always say trade small, trade often, especially at the beginning, and then you can gradually go up and up and up as your experience becomes better and better. Okay. All right. So with Michael here, I'm going to give it over to you, Michael, as far as the pre-market routine.
Thanks, Al. So what I do before the market opens is I review areas of support and of resistance. For me, it's rather easy because I'm from Europe, so the market opens for me only in the later afternoon. So I have a lot of time, to go through support and resistance levels again. It's not really necessary because I trade SPX every day, so I know those levels by heart. For example, right now the area we are trading at, we're already trading for the last around 2 weeks, so we know those. Me and my channel, we know those areas of resistance and of support very well. Nevertheless, my routine is before every day I go through the daily chart, the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, the 5-minute chart, and the 1-minute chart. Why 1 minute? Because we are scalping often very fast trades, sometimes less than a minute, sometimes it takes longer, but those 1-minute resistance and support levels are very important. What I would do also before the market opens, I look at the ES futures, how they traded overnight. They trade, as you probably know, they trade 23 hours a day. So you can kind of see what happened between the market close of the SPX and the next market open. And often those ES highs, those ES lows, they play a role during the SPX trading session. So I would also look every day at those levels. This is for me no additional work because I trade the ES futures in my morning anyway, so I'm very well aware with those levels. And what's obviously important for us as option traders is I look at the VIX, I look at volatility levels and changes. For credit spread traders, it's maybe even more important because you want to have a high volatility to get a higher premium. For me, it's also interesting to know because it has a very high impact on the option prices, but the strategy works in lower volatility levels and in higher volatility levels. But in lower volatility levels, you pay less per option, per contract, and that has a positive impact for your return on investment. This is what I would do before the market opens. On the next slide, Al already has put on the next slide. This is what I do after the market has closed. When I'm done with the trading session, every day I go through my trades. I look what was good, what was maybe not so good. I update my trade journal with key insights and observations. I do this for years, every single day. And it's important for professional traders to just keep track of what they're doing, to keep improving every single day. And over years, you can't just become better. There's no way around it if you keep doing this. And I have set a daily monetary goal for myself every single day. When I have achieved this goal, I will stop trading because it's important for the peace of mind. Because in theory, I could go through the markets and see opportunities everywhere. When I'm done with ES futures or SPX options, I could go to gold, I could go to oil. But then you can never turn off your head. So this is a mindset topic. If I have achieved my topic, I'm done. But if I have not achieved it, I will do everything what's possible to achieve it. I think the subscribers on our channel, they can confirm this. So I'm a fan of daily monetary targets. That includes also for subscribers of our channel, maybe with smaller accounts, that they can be done already after 1 or 2 trades a day. So they in ideal days, they are actually done after 10 minutes, and the rest of the day they can go after their job. Or we have one subscriber who's trading already since the last 3 weeks. I feel like from a cruise ship. Today he wrote his Fiji Islands. He got up, I believe, 2:30 in the morning, and he after half an hour he was done. $500. That's it for him today. And then he continues enjoying his cruise. So those are obviously the ideal scenarios. Yeah, if I have achieved my target, then I will still go after it, and I will see if there are opportunities for further optimization, because I don't want to be stagnant. I want to keep developing. I want to increase targets. I want to increase my development, obviously. But if I have not achieved it, I will go after what has not worked well that day. And what I constantly do is I will evaluate if there are any adjustments or tweaks to my trading plan needed. As I said, I go every single day through every trade, and I keep track, what's good, what needs to be improved.
Right, great, Michael, perfect. So let's go right into the strategy here. Okay, all right. So go ahead, Michael. I think we've got you here. Okay, go for it.
Okay, and we're gonna go now a little bit deeper into what I'm actually doing, how I'm actually trading, what we actually offer in our alert service. And maybe after I explained a little bit deeper what we are doing, we're just gonna do a live trade. I want to show you as an example what we're doing, and then you will understand. And maybe while we are on this trade, let's see how fast it goes. Hopefully we can take profit. We will also go through some slides where I will show you some trading days from the past. So what I usually do is I enter 3 minutes after the market open. I don't go in directly 9:30 Chicago time, because your prices of the options are still very high. I rather wait 3 minutes, because there's a lot of volatility expected in the first 3 minutes. So that's why you have option prices are very high. So I want to wait. I still want to have those moves because volatility is good for us. But I want to wait until the options are already a little bit cheaper. So because this has a positive impact on our return on investment. And the strategy itself is very simple, very straightforward. This is what I love so much about it. There's no short position involved. We just simply go in a naked call or in a naked put. So if I believe the market goes up, if I have this directional opinion, we're just going to buy a call. Usually it's the first call in the money, or sometimes the first call out of the money. But we are very close always to the market where the SPX is trading right now. Later in the day, I go often a little bit deeper in the money, because options are already cheaper by then. A lot of time value has gone out of those options. If I traded along the last 2 hours of the day, you get just, let's say, very good deals. If you buy an option 10 points in the money, there's almost no time value anymore in those options, and it's really fun to trade those. If you trade those deeper in the money options early in the day, they are obviously a little bit more expensive. Because there's still a lot of time value built in those options. What we most of the cases go for is a profit target of $1.10 per contract. So I always say we want to take a thin slice of the sausage. If you want to hear a German example, we go for a target of $110 per contract, and we close again. I trade usually, my trading size is usually 10 contracts. This is just what has developed over the years. What works for me is that this would be a profit of $1,000 per trade, which is the size right now I feel comfortable with. If I have to, I become more aggressive also size wise, but this is, let's say, the standard size and the standard profit target we go for. Sometimes if the market environment allows it, we go for a higher target, but everybody in our channel knows the standard target is 110 per contract, and often we need for this only 2 or 3 points movement of the SPX into our direction, and we're out of this contract again. This is obviously the best case. What happens if it doesn't go in our direction? I don't have a hard stop loss. because it's difficult with options. You know that the options market is not as liquid as the stock market. So I decide based on the chart when I take a loss. So if I see on the chart that my idea is not valid anymore, I exit that option and keep trading until I have achieved my daily target. So this is an example. Maybe we go through this example before we do a live trade. L turns on the pen or the laser. Yes. So this is the 21st of October. So 3 days ago. This is let's say an ideal day. We did 3 trades and we were done for the day. So the market opened with a gap down. And we, after 4 minutes after the open, we bought a 5860 put for 930. This is trade 1. And we could exit it already 2 minutes later for 1040. This is exit 1, correct, L? And then 1 minute later, we hopped into the next trade. This is trade 2. We bought a 5855 call for 1110. And here we got a very fast move to the upside. And unfortunately, my broker had some issues, so I couldn't get fast enough out of the option in this case. So I took a profit of only 50 cents 2 minutes later. But we always say in the journal, green is green. So that's a good result. And then we did a couple of minutes later, the trade 3. We bought the 5855 call again. It's already a little bit cheaper. You can see trade 3. We bought then a little bit lower L. The trade 3, we bought for 1040. This one, correct, for 1040. And yeah, we got a nice move up. 3 minutes later, we were out for 1150, and we had achieved I had achieved my daily target, and that was it for me after around 15 minutes. But it doesn't go every day like this. And there are also days when I keep trading for a while. If we lose one, for example, I keep trading until I'm green. So before we go to the next slide, Al, what do you think? Should we attempt a live trade right now?
Up to you. Up to you. If you want to go through. Okay. All right.
I'm just going to turn off the camera and the mic for a second because I have to switch something here around. And I'm going to let you know what we're going to be trading. I'm also live posting this in our channel. So our subscribers, they will also trade this trade with us. So I'm right back in a minute.
Let me know, Michael, if you got the background there with you.
Al, you give me a minute. I'm going to turn on my background in a minute.
Okay, no problem. Yep.
Sure.
Hey, Michael, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Okay. Can you hear?
Now you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you. Yep.
Okay, good. So we're doing this live the first time, guys. So be a little bit patient with us. What we're going to do, we're going to buy right now the 5790 call. So let me post this in our group. So I will be buying 10 contracts. I'm already in. I'm right now posting my entry into our channel. I got in for 12.30 per contract. This is our 4th trade today. So we set a target 110 higher for 1340. So I post our target in our journal. Okay, we keep going up. So let's see how fast we're going to be out. We're going to just keep talking. We're just going to keep talking the next slide. So I'm going to stop sharing right now, Al, so you can turn on the presentation again.
Okay.
And I'll let you know, guys, how this continues with this trade.
Okay. It looks like it's still going up here.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit. We'll see.
Okay.
Good. This is the 17th of October, so this is a week ago. This is a little bit more action on the slide. You can see this is a day which where we also lost one trade. So we're gonna go through the trades, and you're gonna see what happened there. So we started here also 3 or 4 minutes after the open with entry 1. We bought the put, the 5870 put for 1140. And we could sell it for a higher profit here for 160. So it's $160 per contract within the same minute, so very fast. So what I do usually, not usually, what I do always before I enter the position, I post a very fast, I call it a super fast post. I just, in this case, I would just post P70, and everybody jumps into the 5870 put. So in the same time, while I enter the trade, everybody else jumps in and is able to benefit from the same target. So we continued then 2 minutes later with the 5855 call. So I changed direction here. We bought it for 1230, and we could close this one 3 minutes later for our profit target of 110 at 1350. This is exit 2. Then we bought, just give me 1 second. Yeah, we just closed for target our position. So I'm gonna share my screen again. Give me a second so to show you. So we continued up. And we just could close the call for a profit target of 110. And what I'm going to do then is everybody in our channel is already out. They all have set their profit targets. And I'm just going to post my exit and my profit so everybody knows that I'm also out of the option. You just give me a few seconds here.
So what was that? So what was that target that you had, Michael?
So the entry price was 1230.
Okay.
I think I can stop sharing now. And the target price was 1340. So we got out for plus $110 per contract. Why do I do those 10 cents additional? I just want the market to pay my fees. So I don't go for one, but I go for those 110. So I don't have to worry about any fees. So this was
That's good.
This was a nice one. This is an ideal case. We entered at 7:24, and I believe we exited already 2 or 3 minutes later.
So this was pretty much a $500 target, right? basically with the 10 10 contracts that you use?
For me, this was a $1,000 trade, 1,100 minus fee. So this is about around
Got it.
$1,070 for me.
Okay.
And depending on the size you trade, obviously it differs, but per contract you would get $110 out of this trade.
Perfect. Okay, thanks.
So this is how easy this strategy is. It's extremely simple. Often the most successful strategies are very simple. We have the directional opinion. We go up. We buy a call. I have the opinion. We go down. We buy a put. As I said, there's no short position involved. There is. You don't need to be an expert in Greeks. You just have to be able to buy and to sell, and this is it. Very straightforward. Okay, let's continue here with the 17th of October. Where were we, Al? I believe we talked about exit 2. So we could here sell the call for 13.44 profit. Then the next entry 3, then is the 5860 put for 11.90. And we could sell this, let's say, what is this, 10, 15 minutes later, we could sell for 110 profit at 13, correct? This is it. So then a couple of minutes later, I bought the call, the 5860 call for 12. And this one went right away against us. So I decided in this case here to sell for 790. So this case was a loser. So I then entered into the 5th trade. It was the 5860 put again for 1580. And 1 minute later, we could already sell it for 1690 for a profit target. The 6th trade then was again the 5860 put. We entered for 1730. This one took quite a while. So you can see here on this example also, I wanted to show this too, how it can also look like this one. In this case, it took 45 minutes. Sometimes it takes even longer than that. But we reached our profit target. I got out here for a smaller profit because I already had reached my daily target. Many subscribers of our channel, they stayed in for more profit because we had gap close, very close. So the gap close was at 5,841, I believe, and we went there, and this option was going up to 1850. So it was a good trade for our channel.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, I'm going to take it over here. Thanks, Michael.
Sure.
So this is the September prop P&L basically for Michael and what he did. And you can see here he's looking at many times around 5,000 daily, basically, except when he loses and then he comes back with a vengeance and makes it up. So that was September 24th, and this is October 24th. Yes, this was a pretty big loss here, but he was able to clean it up and take a lot more profit on there.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So I have a rather high winning rate. You can see on the slides. Usually we're around 9 out of 10 trades. They will go into profit. So if I lose one or if I have a red day, I know I'll come back. Usually I'm able to turn around those days and I'm going to finish green. If it happens and there is a red day, then I know that very, very shortly I will make this up. I do this for years. I have a very high confidence in the strategy and what I'm doing there. So usually we have green days. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So the question is, would you like to follow Michael's trades? Okay, and we have a platform that allows for that. We brought Michael in a couple of months ago, and it's just been, every day really, really great great amount of people making money, and we have a ton of reviews with that. and you know, it's just an amazing, it's just an amazing process that we're looking at here. Okay, so so if you're looking for a short-term strategy, this is it. I mean, it's just a no-brainer, guys. Okay, Michael, you know, will, you know, bring you along. You know, you'll be learning as you make these positions go on and on, and and it just works. You know, pretty much every day. Okay, so if you're interested in learning new strategies, desire to see your account grow month after month, find the right strategy that provides this consistent trading results, I mean, this is it, guys. All right. So we have a bunch of people that already has come in and doing this, and they're just making a lot of money. What can I say? So the question is it time to break those barriers? Of course it is. What are you know, are you going to keep doing what you're doing and hope that one day it's going to stick, or are you going to finally take the steps that get you to a place that really, really works? Okay, with that, a no quit attitude, commitment, discipline, and having an edge, right? And that edge is right now is what Michael is giving us. Okay, so and you can see, and I've been watching this, you know, over a couple of months, right? You know, these guys are learning. They're seeing what's going on. They're anticipating, you know, the things that Michael is doing. It's just a great environment, you know, for making money. Okay, so so with that, we do have a trade alert service. We mentioned this, you know, during the webinar here, and you know, it is a little bit higher price than our normal positioning, but the gains are just amazing. They're just amazing. Okay, so with that, if you're getting started and you're already successful, that's great, right? If you wanna enhance what you're doing already, it's another way to do it. And you know, a lot of times it's true. I mean, he turns this on. He you know, sometimes he gets in 10 minutes, you know, an hour or half an hour, and he's done. You know, and that's how it works. Okay, so these are the kinds of positionings, you know, that we go through, or Michael goes through and shares continuously what's happening. Okay, so he doesn't leave you alone, and there's write-ups on what he's doing, and it's just a great environment to learn and to make money. Really a lot easier than what you think. Okay, all right. So we also have several other channels in our groups. We do a lot of different credit spreads. We have a chart channel that Ike manages, and he's live there every single day for us. We do 0DTE, you know, the old-fashioned way, but you know, it works great because I get in the credit spreads. It takes me about 3-4 minutes to get in, and by that time, Michael's shooting in his channel and making money at the same time. So here are some great stories that have come by, and I mean, I just stopped counting. I mean, there was so many people talking about how great this channel was. Okay, and so you can see here, $451, 1,021 the last 3 days. Caught three trades, $650. Now remember, I mean, most of these guys are trading 1-2 contracts, okay? But that's, you know, it's just a great amount of money, you know, for a day, you know. And so you can see here, you know, things are just working really, really well, okay? So with that, I want to share with you too, okay? And here's a great one too, okay? His account, you know, Keith was with us. He's now grown 40% in 8 trading days. Just amazing, okay? Now there are losses, okay? There are losses, but we get in them every single day. Okay, these guys are in every single day. Additionally, I have a guarantee. If you guys subscribe for 1 month and lose money on following my trades or Michael's trades, we'll refund the subscription amount by 125%. Okay. I've never, in the 5 years that I've been managing the trade alert service, we've never had to go back to someone and give them their money back. Okay. So if you're committed and you're serious about your trading, yes, you're gonna pay a little bit more, but it's gonna be worth it, guys. Okay, so here is the subscription models that we have. We do have a free room, and Michael shares one trade pretty much every day in there. And then with the other guys, you know, he's jumping in on every opportunity that he can possibly get into. So this is what Michael does, and this is how he makes his money, and we are very, very happy that he's with us. All right. So let me see here. We need to put in the let me put in the offer here, guys, for you guys. Okay. 1 second here. Sometimes I forget how to do this. So offers, here we go. Div, okay. Here it is, and publish. All right. All right, so you guys should be able to see the offer that we have here. Right now, at this time, we are in a wait list period. I think we are going to be opening on the 5th, I think, the 5th, Tuesday the 5th in November. And you'll be able to get $20 off for life. So the normal price is $219 for the Pro Trader plan, and it's discounted at $199. Okay. So with that, is this for you? Okay. If you want to learn a step-by-step process to gain income in a market that goes up and down, this is it, right? If you're finally wanting to break the series of losses and account drains, you're in the right place. You're gonna make money. If you want to earn consistent income that sets you apart from other traders, you're in the right place. Okay. I've gone through many subscribing products, that I've had, this honestly just beats them all. Okay. It just beats them all. So from what you get $20 off for life if you subscribe, and all you need to do is join the wait list. There's no cost for that wait list. And you're in, and you're going to get an email telling you exactly the date and time that we're going to open up. Okay. And that's when you can, that's when you can join. And the reason that we do this is because there's a lot of, every 3 months, there's a lot of people that come into the wait list, and then we open the doors. And the reason we wait for that is because there's a lot of questions during that first 2 weeks, first 2 week periods. And then, everyone is questioning, what's going on, how do we do this, what channel should I get into? So after about 2 weeks of that, basically all the questions have been answered, and then we can focus on the trading. Okay, and that's really what we do. All right, and that's the reason that we do this. So we have a trading education channel with great content. We have automated signals within seconds of the trade. Some are manual, some are automated in the channels. As you can see here, that Michael gives the exact positioning of the trades, when to get in, when to get out, when to hold it, and so you're always in the know. Okay, with that. So it's very, very focused, right? The price target after the fill, and my guarantee that you're going to make money. Okay, it's just a winning a winning environment that we have here. Okay, All right, so with that, I'd like to get some questions answered here. Let's see where we are with the chat. Okay. All right. Okay, so let me go back here. Okay. How do you assess the entries? Let's see here. Yeah, so Michael, how, a couple questions that we're getting here. When sharing your screen, let me see here. Can you post the call purchase price from Vicky here?
I certainly can. As I mentioned, we entered this call for 12:30. I won't post it here. I guess you can hear me right now. I entered for 12:30 and we sold for 13.40 per contract. As you know, in options, you multiply everything by 100. So per contract, $1,230, and we exited for $1,340.
Okay, great. And Gary says, how do you assess the entries? And so basically, how do you pick the time that you want to enter and exit the trade?
As Al always says, I trade unconventional. At some point, I believe I had the revelation that what you find out there in the retail trading world, it doesn't work for 90% of the cases, for 90% of the people. I at some point I found Al. I saw his channel and I really liked what he's doing and those credit spreads that work. But I understood that many strategies they don't work. So many people they wait for technical setups. If you have two red bars followed by a third inside bar, then you go long or whatever the setup might be. So this doesn't work for most of the people. So this is not how I trade. You see or you saw that I enter into the trades pretty much every single day at the same time, usually around 3 minutes after the market opens. So I don't wait for setups. I learned over time to I don't use any no Fibonacci or whatever people use. My chart looks very, as you could see, it looks very naked. So there are no other averages in there or whatever. So I decide based on price action what I believe is going to happen next. And as I said earlier, we need only very small movements for our strategy. We need only 2 or 3 points into our direction, and we are good to go. So yeah, I believe I'm I'm called into this area. I'm a strong believer in the Lord, and this is my passion. This is what I'm doing, and I believe I have a gifting in this area. Yeah.
No doubt about it. Okay. Helpful if you could comment on how you choose direction. Still unclear for many of us.
Yeah, I read price action. If you want to hear it like this, I read price action. I can see or I can decide based on the chart what happens. I'm not always right, as I said, in 1 out of 10 cases, the trade goes against us and it's not going to go into target. But yeah, this is how I do it. I look at the chart and I believe in most of the cases I know where we're going to get, into which direction we're going to get our small move.
Great. So I'm looking at the strategy. Please reach out to me if possible. Okay. Yeah. So again, we're going to be open up in the first week of November here, guys. Okay. Can this be done with ES or SPY? I would think so. Maybe you can comment on that. But
ES, yes. It can be done. What you have there, though, with ES, the development of your ES position is very linear. So if it goes 5 points against you, then you lost per contract $250. With options, it's a little bit different because if you go out of the money and you go further away, the delta gets smaller and you lose. And per point, you lose less. That means, on the other hand, that you can be a little bit more patient with option positions than you can be with ES futures. And the other advantage of SPX options is, if it goes into your favor, you have this high explosiveness. While you make with every point, the S is going into your direction, you make also very linear function, and you make $50 per point. But with the SPX options, it increases, because the more you go into the money, the higher your delta gets, and the more money you make per point, which it goes into your direction. So this is what I really like about options. SPY is difficult because if you make $100 with SPX, then you make $10 with SPY, and $10, they're almost eaten up by your fees. So unfortunately, SPY doesn't make much sense. And in SPY, you're missing those strikes in between. You have in the SPX, you have, let's say, a 5,800 strike, and you have the next one 5,805. But so you can be always very close to the money. But with SPY, you have the 580 strike, and then you have the 581 strike, which would be pretty much 10 points in SPX. I mentioned in the beginning why SPX is such a great underlying, because it's European style, it's cash settled, it has many advantages in comparison to the SPY.
Okay, great. Thanks, Michael. Dan Shady said if you could start with one level full time and then move to pro. Yes, you can always upgrade or downgrade. Once you get in the service, you can upgrade or downgrade, and we'll help you with that as well. Let's see here. Is it recorded? Yes, we're recording. You're going to be able to get the replay. I think today or tomorrow. What level Michael trades day trader? What level? Oh, I'm not sure. Let me see. What level is Michael's trades day trader? I'm not sure that question. But I guess he's a day trader. If that's the question that your question is. Okay. Do you favor calls over puts, or does it matter?
If I would have to decide, if I wouldn't have a directional opinion, I like puts more, because if they go into your direction, you have also the volatility going up. So you have both, the delta works in your favor and the volatility works in your favor. So if you get a big down move, you can make a lot of money with puts, obviously with calls too. But if the market goes up, usually volatility goes down. So if the volatility goes down, it works a little bit against your call price. But if I believe it goes up, then I buy a call, obviously. So that's the reason why I'm actually I'm not preferring puts over calls.
Okay. Yeah, the day trader is $99. Options are learning. Okay, let me look here. Trades are included. Most expensive professional trader subscription. But we do have quite a bit of people that's already in the service already, so they're making money. Okay. 1 point move, 50 delta, trade. Okay, I think we're good here. Okay, guys, thanks. Thanks, Michael, for your time, and for everyone here. Hopefully you've gotten some value from this. And if you have any questions, you can email me, al@simpleoptionstrategies.com. I saw some questions about coaching. Just let me know. You can just email me anytime, and we'll see you there. All right. So thanks, everyone. Appreciate your time. Hopefully you will see you in the Trade Alert service in November, making a lot of money. All right. All right. Thanks, and have a great, awesome day.
Also from my side, thanks very much for your time.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.